So after a couple cool scenes, Karen, the movie essentially basically stalls because now they have to build a lot of things, and they've introduced Lex, they've introduced Bruce Wayne, they've introduced Clark and Lois. Now they have to kind of all make sense of all this stuff that they've kind of started to throw at you, and we start going in a lot of different directions. And so it's just a lot of stuff that they start to build. So a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, a lot of scenes. One of the things that, for example, they show Lois Lane, where she now starts to investigate what happened at the very beginning, when she's in the desert and she infiltrates that apparently looked like some warlord or terrorist group, and that CIA guy gets shot. They start to kind of piece that together of what happened there in this really complex, overarching conspiracy that Lex is behind starts to piece together. The only kind of cool thing that I wanted to say here is that when she goes and meets with the colonel from the previous Man of Steel movie, looks like he's now been promoted to Secretary of Defense. She's like, oh, she actually goes and tracks him down in the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
I think one of the things he also says to her is, "You're in the wrong room," and that's when she says, "Don't treat me like a stranger." And he says, "No, I treat you like a reporter." And he says, "But with balls like yours, you belong in here." Talking about the
Everybody
men's
started
bathroom.
laughing.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I expected more snappy dialogue like that, which didn't really happen for the most part. So as they're building all these things, we actually see Bruce trying to... we see Bruce Wayne figures out that the mercenaries that we see at the beginning of the film in the desert are actually working for Lex, or hired by Lex, I think. And Alfred explains that Bruce Wayne has been invited to a party at Lex's house. And this is where one thing I've never liked is that I think for the most part we all know that Metropolis is a representative of Chicago,
Okay.
the big Midwest city, and that Gotham is essentially New York City. But in this movie, they're like sister cities, like Oakland and San Francisco. Like you go from New Jersey to New York, to New York to Manhattan, where you just have to cross like some body of water, or like as if Tampa to Orlando, which is connected by an basically an interstate, or St. Paul and Minneapolis. You guys get the picture. That just kind of seemed weird to me. I didn't like it. I thought that was a little shortcut that the directors took at the time. That could have been handled totally different. I didn't like that.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing Metropolis be away from Gotham, and now, like you said, they're together. And at first, I was like, okay, let's see where this is going, but I see why they did it because, like you said, it was a shortcut, for the movie.
Yeah, we'll just splash them together. No big deal. I kind of didn't like that. And that the movie does get lazy sometimes, and I understand there's a lot you have to do. It wouldn't make sense to just have them together, but just a complaint of mine. Don't be lazy. Just be creative.
I think what's going to happen now is, like, once we get our Justice League movies, it kind of takes the fun that Metropolis and Gotham are together because, Superman will be in Gotham in no time now. And now we're not going to have that rush or that extra adrenaline to have Superman fly to Gotham, so it's not going to have that same effect that we've known him to be to fly to Gotham. Yeah, he'll get there fast eventually, but now he can just probably like, boop, just walk right over there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of made it seem kind of ruined the illusion. Kind of ruined. Like I said, it just didn't make sense sometimes. I think it's again one of the things that was forced.
Right.
Just like Ben Affleck was criticized for being Batman, for being cast as Batman. Oh my God, there was a ton of criticism on poor Gal Gadot being cast as Wonder Woman. And I just want to dwell on that place for a minute here. That she was said to be too skinny. She was said to be not strong enough, not big enough. all those things, and that she shouldn't be Wonder Woman. And we started casting other people that we wanted in the role. And um, I have to say this, that she took it in stride. She never ever, I think, had a bad thing to say. I think she was very diplomatic about everything and very much took the attitude of, okay, I hear you, and we'll see. And I'll see you guys on March 25th. And my acting will do the talking.
Exactly. And it did.
And it did. And one of the things that a lot of people are liking about Batman v Superman is Wonder Woman, is Gal Gadot. And I'm just going to say this. Good job, Gal. Good job not buying into the hate. Good job having confidence in yourself and putting together a really good performance, because at this point now, honestly, Karen, Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Yes, yes, we can safely say that she is our Wonder Woman and we love her. And I can't wait till she gets, to act in her own movie, because I feel like for Batman v Superman, we couldn't really see too much of her like we wanted to. And I understand that they needed to put her here with, Batman and Superman. You gotta have your three, you gotta have your Trinity right there. But I would have loved to see her act more in this film. She probably had just probably like what, 13 lines in this film.
Right. But you know what? I think it's safe to say that she's kind of stole the show. She kind of stole the movie a little bit. Her and Amy Adams a little bit. Although, kind of
Yes.
stole the show a little bit.
We've got our independent women here.
Backtracking a little bit, Gal Gadot did a great job. I think her role was written very well, which is interesting that you think it'd be kind of hard to introduce Wonder Woman,
True.
but they did a good job with that. So if they did a good job with Wonder Woman, why couldn't they do a job with Lex Luthor? Why couldn't they do a good job with bridging the gap between Metropolis and Gotham, Chicago and New York? So it just goes to show me that sometimes they just seem to get lazy on these things and not kind of stick to the point. I don't know. I mean, I know it's, I know that I feel bad for some of these creators that are doing the best job they can. I respect it, but again, just Wonder Woman, they did a good job with her. Not so good with some other things, specifically Lex.
What I love about Wonder Woman, oh my gosh, Gal Gadot, she's so pretty, and you're looking once a former contestant of Miss Universe. So I always knew that she had the beauty not only on the outside but on the inside. And what is cool too is that picture that they show of her, and then immediately Chris Pine was right next to her, and then we see a Native American too in that photo, and I'm just like, wow. I literally said to myself, man, I wish the Wonder Woman film was coming out like literally like now, because that's how much I want to see more of her, and that's how much she portrayed that character so well. And like those dresses that they had on her, the makeup, the hair, whoever did it, good job. You guys did that role, the physical role for her really well. And kudos to Gal Gadot. She really stepped up with her training as well, because it's hard to find an actress who's gonna portray Wonder Woman to have the looks, be fit, and act. And she just had all three of it. She was the complete package.